Hey Salma, Daphne here. I'm one of the essay correctors here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you so much for sending in your essay for feedback. It's a great idea to get some feedback before you do your exam. Uh, you said you're stuck at 6.5, but you can get above 7 in the other parts. Okay, so everybody finds writing so difficult. You are not unusual, and we've got a lot of experience in getting our students from 6.5 up to that magic band 7. These are students who are on the course, which I will tell you about as we go. So you are going to visit the UK for the first time. Okay, so this is what I call a kind of neutral, informal letter. Not the same as a formal letter, like for a job. So you want to be quite friendly. You've got this lovely warm regards. That's fantastic. Now, just one thing immediately. Okay, this is way too long. The balance of both these tasks, you need to think about changing that. So this should be 170 words. Okay, because I'm sure you know this task 1 has 1/3 of the marks, and the task 2 has 2/3 of the marks. So you can see immediately that task 2 is much more important than the task 1. You've got to do this beautifully, but you don't need these words. And your task 2 needs to be longer in order to develop it more. Okay. So, dear Mr. Burnshaw, thank you for inviting me to reside at your place during my stay in the UK for the programme. I'm excited to be staying with a family of 4, as I have been just a present perfect there, been living on my own, and you can contract. So I've been living on my own. It's quite nice to show this to the examiner. It's okay in this kind of letter, but not in a formal letter. For the past 10 years, since my parents passed away, so since with the present perfect, and my siblings moved out of the house. Okay, I'm 30 years old. That's okay, but we just say 30 years old, or I'm 30, yeah? And I have lived good all my life in the UAE. I've registered, and here I wouldn't use the present perfect here, past simple. I registered, it's finished. For this program, in search for a new opportunity that will add, here I'd go nice future, will add to my life experience in terms of travel. Okay, wow. I mean, this is a very long intro. Very interesting. I mean, in terms of if I was going to cut stuff, I mean, it's beautiful. I don't want to cut it, but I kind of might cut some of it. I would almost put, I'm currently living on my own. And then, although this is lovely, I don't think you need all this. So this is the bit that I would modify. Okay, if I was going to reduce, so you don't, it's lovely information, but you don't need it. Yeah. Since I'll be sharing your lifestyle for the next 6 months, I'd like to know more about it, comma, to avoid any disruption, to avoid, I would say, to avoid disrupting you and your routine. Okay. For example, so here I would say, I wonder if you could tell me about. So rather than, for example, I would use this expression here. I wonder if you tell me about what sort of food you enjoy most. As I am vegetarian, it's always quite good. And additionally, time you go to sleep. I'm not sure I'd ask that. Additionally, we were talking about routines. Okay. Additionally, if you tend to go to bed late, yeah, I usually study quite late, but would not disturb you. You can put something like that, okay? Uh, So I would not put this. And please don't ever ask about the weather because nobody knows. Probably like in your country, the weather here is crazy now. Um, they won't know the answer. So, but this is nice. But about routines, I like that. So, why are you asking? Because I'm vegetarian. What about bedtime? Why? Because I study late. So, those sentences kind of work nicely together. I will be arriving. Now, we use the present simple here. It's a bit of a trick, yeah? I arrive next Friday. Kindly let me know if you would be, if you either might be available. I'm very fond of these modal verbs. They're very useful in this IELTS exam to pick me up from the airport. If not, lovely. And this on another line. And you could have looking forward to seeing you or meeting you, and then a comma there. Okay. Warm regards. Really nice. Salma, that's a super letter. Just cut it a bit and just a little bit of tidying up, but otherwise very nice. Okay. This is a super hard essay question. I'm really sorry how it's very mean. Okay. Is sometimes seen as invasive and an intrusion. We need to show we understand these words. Others argue it's necessary and an economical form of education. So what we're talking about with marketing here is advertising. Okay. Companies like Apple or Nike or Zara Clothes, who have a big advertising budget, may come into your country, Saudi is a good example, or UAE, and advertise clothes that are inappropriate for your culture. Is this okay or is this not okay? This is the main point of this essay. So globalization is a phenomenon of the 21st century that resulted from the Industrial Revolution that brought about changes in the global market. Okay, there's a lot of that clauses in here. Instead of that one, I would put one of them into an ing, resulting. So this one I would put ing from the Industrial Revolution that brought about many changes in the global market. One result of this, you don't need to repeat it again because you've had it there, can be seen in the current trends in advertising. So immediately the examiner needs to show this. We're not talking about trade. In advertising, which is often designed to appeal to customers across the world. I don't want to make this intro too long. I was going to say regardless of their local norms or customs or something like that. Okay, I'm trying to get in this idea of it may not be okay. And I'm definitely trying to show the examiner immediately I understand advertising. So really analysing the question is something that we do a lot on the course, at the beginning of the course, making sure you are totally confident about what is the question here and, okay, how am I going to answer it? So we look at planning, on brainstorming, getting ideas together, and organising your essay in the best possible way. That is a company spreading awareness of its products, not only good. Okay, so you've got this idea here. That's lovely. So we want to have, and then this essay. You could have your opinion now, but let's put it at the end. This essay will discuss. So you need to introduce it. Some of these key themes using examples from. So really introduce me, take me into your essay. One of the benefits of, and then let's use the word advertising, is that it's a relatively cheap form of education for people around the world. Okay, to learn about, you need another verb there, products or services that do not pertain. Oh, we don't use that word anymore. That do not, now what do you mean, not pertain to? That may not have been previously, because you're saying before, available or known in their local communities. Okay, so it's telling me about something I didn't know about, which is absolutely right. Very nice. That's the point of the advertising. So put it this way. So may not have been previously available. So putting in some lovely grammar there, really important to show the examiner a high level of grammar. If you look here, you've got the present simple, okay, one future going there, but grammar may be an issue, and grammar is something that we look at a lot, how to put in great grammatical structures to make sure that you can score highly on grammatical range and accuracy. So frequent exposure to adverts on TV would allow people, so I go would, to become familiar with a foreign language and its figures of speech. Excellent. Yeah, that's a really nice advert. Adverts on TV of an international product seen in UAE or India. I mean, or I don't know, somewhere. So give an actual example would allow people, yeah, so nice. So therefore, so we need to finish off this paragraph. It could be said that such advertising could be a useful teaching tool, something like that. So you need to just round off that paragraph. I quite like another sentence in here, developing it a bit more. You've got space and you will need to get to 310, 20 words, definitely, to even be thinking about the band 7. So, because this is just about the development of your essay. On the other hand, Islamic writing could also be considered as a form of invasion. Yeah, I think we need to not really use this word invasion. It could be unwelcome. Yeah, and then unwelcome or inappropriate. Yeah, multinational companies can easily afford to market their products and services internationally, shielding the products and services of local businesses that cannot afford to do the same. Okay, shielding the products. Yes, interesting. Internationally, which frequently results in, I would say, results in local products and services. Yeah, and then I put your verb here being hidden or shielded. It's an unusual verb to use. Can't even spell it. Shielded. It's an unusual word to use, so I think you need to explain why you're using it and then put hidden or. And I would change that around, but very nice sentence there. That's really good. Good point. You've understood this very nicely. Okay, so more here, please. Yeah, you need an example. So let's finish this paragraph. This is to do with the structure of the paragraph. So example and final sentence. The coherence of the essay, this is something that, as I said, we look at on the course. The coherence is super important, how each paragraph is constructed, and we help you a lot with this, yeah? So all in all, one cannot argue. So I definitely wouldn't put that. It's a little bit, you need to kind of go back on your arguments, something a bit less general. Here, yes, I personally believe, so marketing or such advertising will impact you based on your situation. Okay, could have many benefits or could be beneficial to in some situations. Okay, if you're on the receiving end, you'll probably. Okay, I like this where you're going here, and I like the conditional, but I think it would be more subtle to put these sentences almost into your paragraphs. And in the conclusion here, I wouldn't start talking about you. I think you're better off to say customers, so do you know what, actually, let's just reorganize this. I think I'd go. I personally believe that such advertising can be extremely beneficial for consumers, and then coming to here, who benefit from the exposure of foreign language and culture, and maybe competitive products as well, and then link this up. However, there are obvious dangers, and then go into the dangers. Yeah, and I think it doesn't work just talking about if you suddenly, because I want consumers, customers, products, companies. I want this kind of business vocab, which would be good for this sort of essay. So Salma, I think you've done well here. I think you've done very well. I mean, you understand it. Lots of people really don't even understand the questions, so you've done really well there. But I'd love to be able to help you. Please have a look at the online course. I'm offering you a discount on that today. And also you would have a total of 10 essay corrections, so a bonus 2. So 10 essay corrections like this, working on task 1 and task 2, different kinds of essays really build your confidence. It would be great to work with you.